Finally, here are the directions for Part 4. In this part, you will hear an interview. The interview will be followed by 2 questions, number 26 and number 27. For each question, you will have 10 seconds to choose the best answer and mark your answer on your answer sheet. The interview and the questions will be given only once.
This is an interview with Kalisha Baker, an urban planner in the city of Oakville, Wisconsin.
Welcome to Careers in Focus. Kalisha, thanks for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to be here.
So, could you tell me a bit about how you got interested in urban planning?
Well, to be honest, I got obsessed with a video game called City Maker 3 when I was a teenager. I was just fascinated by the intricacies of how changing things in one part of the city could have huge effects in other areas, and how tiny things like moving just one road could have a huge impact on the overall traffic flow.
Interesting. So, can you tell us about your work now?
Well, basically, I make plans and programs for how land in the city will be used. And I deal with things like creating communities as well as improving transportation and facilities in the city.
Are there any new trends in urban planning these days?
Sure. One is the increased use of data collection. There was a time when a lot of decisions made by urban planners like me were based largely on intuition. And to be honest, although we were well intentioned, a lot of us were out of touch with the citizens of our communities. That's led to some very serious issues where urban projects decreased the quality of life of the very people they were intended to benefit. For example, highways were built right through the middle of residential neighborhoods. So we've been conducting surveys and getting out in our communities to get a better sense of what their real needs are. My staff and I make a point of showing up at places where people congregate, anything from churches to bingo centers, to get in touch with local citizens.
And has technology influenced your work?
Very much so. It's made it far easier to measure things like traffic volume and public space usage. We've installed sensors in roads that can determine the speeds at which cars are moving, for example, and this helps us to determine when roads need widening.
What are the biggest obstacles that you face as an urban planner?
Well, one thing that can be extremely difficult is that major projects, things like expanding public transportation systems, can take decades to accomplish. In the previous city that I worked for, the mayor focused mainly on the next election, so she tended to be rather short-sighted and just wanted something that would appeal to voters in the upcoming election. And if the mayor gets voted out, their replacement could possibly abandon a project that's been ongoing for years.
Yes, that must be tough.
Well, as I said, it was in the last city I worked in, but actually, Mayor Grayson here in Oakville really understands that we need a vision for the type of community we want Oakville to be farther down the road. Our team has been collaborating with her extremely closely, and it's really paying off. But if you're not on the same page with the mayor, there can be a huge amount of tension.
And what kind of projects are you and the mayor working on?
There's been a huge demand for more mobility options in town, so we're looking at various solutions, ranging from increasing the number of cycling lanes to adding additional bus routes to a city-sponsored electric scooter service.
Those sound very promising. I look forward to hearing more about them another time. Well, we're out of time for today, so thanks for being on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Questions. Number 26. What does Kalisha say was a common mistake among urban planners in the past? Number 27. What is one thing we learn about Mayor Grayson?
Your time is up. Stop writing and wait quietly until the answer sheets have been collected.